Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Romeo. What do we get into today? We talked about doing things for your spouse that your spouse wouldn't do for you. We also got to do who comes first, the spouse or the kids? That was kind of an interesting conversation. I was telling you the story about these people I know. I've known them for a while, but I haven't seen them in a while, husband and wife. And she ended up cheating on him. And this was about a year ago, I think. She ended up cheating on him. Well, I ran into him the other night. And they're actually getting back together, working it out, and we were talking about it. And I guess he was saying that part of the reason, or all the reason, I don't know which one it was, but he took responsibility saying he was working too much, wasn't giving her attention, wasn't spending any time with her, was just basically busy, right? And so they're working it out. Apparently she got lonely. He wasn't around. She cheated on him. But I don't know if that's right or not. I don't know if I really don't know what to think about it, to be honest with you, because I don't think you need to cheat. You guys know I'm against cheating. I hate cheaters. I think it's a terrible thing to do to somebody. I think there's a lot of other options other than cheating. But the way they were explaining it to me, as a couple, by me understand it, that it was kind of like a wake-up call for his marriage, and he didn't realize what was going on. So evidently, her talking to him about it didn't open his eyes. And I want to say that she said I want to refine. We were drinking, so I want to say that she said he had told her, or she had told him, "Hey, I need more attention from you." He didn't pay attention, but her cheating, opened his eyes. So he took responsibility, and now they're, I guess, working it out. RD4254-7-7, but are you responsible? If you're the cheatee, if you were cheated on, I don't know how to say it. Do you have any responsibility for your spouse cheating on you? Or is it just all on the cheater? RD 4254-7-7, Rome. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Maybe. I mean, you're always a cheater because you cheated, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to cheat again. That's like saying once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. Yep, that's true. But doesn't mean you're going to drink again. So I don't know what you mean by that statement, but okay. I was talking to a couple that I know, and she cheated on him. Okay. And now let me explain, because the reasoning that she used for cheating on this guy was he was working too much, never around, didn't pay any attention to her. Well, they're working it out because he took accountability for the fact that, I wasn't there for her. So she cheated. So apparently this opened his eyes. Now they're working it out. Can you ever blame yourself for being cheated on? I don't know. Yeah, what's going on?
What's up, Romeo? Look, man. I gotta say, nothing justifies cheating. You know what I mean? Like if you want out, just tell your spouse or your partner. I think you should let them know.
Hold on. Let me tell you. I totally agree with that. Totally. But it made sense when they were explaining it to me. Like they were explaining, okay, I felt this way. I told him he wouldn't change. The cheating is what made him realize that, okay, I want this woman, and I screwed up. And I'm not agreeing with it. It made sense to me when he explained it to me.
Right, yeah. Man, I agree with you. I do not like cheaters at all. Because like I said, everybody has choices. You got an option. You can always get out of that relationship. You do not have to be in there. And I can't speak for everybody, but nobody hold a gun to your head. Like, hey,
I agree with you. But here's my only question. And that's why I said this. Do you have to take any responsibility for being cheated on? Because if she wouldn't have cheated and just left, would they be better off? Maybe not. Maybe they're meant to be together, and the cheating is what made him realize. So now they're going to be great. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I'm just throwing it out there because, like I said, what they were telling me kind of made sense.
Absolutely. Hey, only time will tell.
All right, man. Thanks for calling.
All right, bro.
Later, man. But I agree with you. I don't think there's any excuse for cheating. None whatsoever. But just hear me out. Based on their logic, she said she's not getting enough attention from her husband. He does nothing about it. Keeps going along with the program. So she has two options. She could leave him or she can cheat on him. She chose to cheat on him, and supposedly now their marriage is getting better. It's getting back on track because he realizes, wait a second, when she talked to me about it, it didn't work. If she would have left, what would have happened? Maybe that would have opened his eyes if she left him. I don't know. All I'm saying, is there any scenario where you have to take responsibility for being cheated on? Whereas, talking about cheaters, right? Cheating. Is there any reason or any point or any example of where you need to take responsibility for you being cheated on? Or is it just always the cheater's fault? This couple I know was explaining it to me that he just wasn't present in his marriage. She cheated on him about a year ago. Now they're back together. Said, opened his eyes. Couldn't believe it. Now, supposedly they're on the path to foreverness, according to them. Morning out. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Romeo? Hey, I heard it, and I don't know. I mean, how can you forgive that?
How can you forgive?
Yes. I mean, it's always going to be on the table. She cheated, obviously, because she didn't love the guy. And then she using that as an excuse, oh, you were not there for me, so I wouldn't cheat on you. Now let's work it out. It's going to happen again. I guarantee you. She's going to cheat on him again, and she's going to bring up another excuse why she did it.
Okay, I guess time will tell. I can't argue with you. I mean, that sounds right. But like I said, man, they were explaining it to me together, and it made sense when they were telling me that.
It might make sense, but you know, you can't justify that. That's how much you value yourself, how much he values himself. You can't put yourself in a situation, I wasn't there, so she got to cheat, and now we're going to work it out. It's not going to work. It might work for a little bit because, he forgave me, but she's going to do it again. And I feel bad for the guy, but you know what? He needs to just look in the mirror and say, you know what? That's not a reason why you had to betray me like that. Okay. That's betrayal.
All right, man. All right. Later, brother. I don't disagree with you guys. Don't get me wrong. I'm against cheaters, and I think it's despicable. I think it's the worst thing you can do to somebody. But when they were explaining to me how he took responsibility. Oh my God, my wife I wasn't there for her, and she wanted me to be. She told me she wanted to be there for her, and nothing she said worked. She cheated on me, and now I realized, oh my God, I'm a loser forever. So I don't know. You tell me. Alrighty, 4254777. Yo, Rome, she brainwashed him. Maybe. I don't know, because all I'm saying is this. I agree with what you guys are saying. Cheaters are cheaters. Hell with them. But they made sense to me the other night. It's crazy. All right. But I mean, do you think that you should ever take responsibility? And you know what I think the problem is? The problem is it's because she cheated. What if he cheated? You guys would be standing up for him. Well, she wasn't giving him sex. I think you guys are a little skewed by the fact that it was her and not him. Talking about this, I was talking to a couple that I know, and she cheated on him. They're working it out. He took responsibility, and his logic was she had told him, hey, you're not spending enough time with me. You're not present in our marriage. And the way that she opened his eyes was by cheating on him. So, is there ever a time when it's your fault you got cheated on? RD4254777 that you need to take a little bit of responsibility. I don't know. Hey, Rome, in regards to what you're talking about, would you take back your ex that cheated on you? I would never do it. No. I am completely against cheating. I think it's the absolute worst thing that you can do to somebody. Self-esteem, ego, everything. I think it's terrible. But just listen to their logic. Their logic is, he wouldn't be there for me. I tried to tell him. He wasn't there. So I had two options: to leave him, cheat on him. Right? Now, maybe leaving would have worked. Maybe if she left him, he would have said, wait a second, I got to get her back. But would that have changed the scenario? Or she cheated on him, And he realized, oh my God, I'm going to lose my wife. I'm going to lose everything, because cheating is the worst thing you could do. We can agree upon that, right? So, you tell me? 424-254-7-7. It made sense to me. That was my point. It made sense to me when they were explaining this to me. I didn't know what to think. Hey, Rome, let's see here. 842-547-7. Hey, Rome, he's just a dumbass. She played him. See, and I think because she cheated and he didn't cheated, you guys are being a little biased. Because if some man cheats because his wife doesn't give him sex, you're going to be, well, what do you expect the man to do? His wife wasn't giving it up. Well, what's the difference? She wasn't getting the attention she wanted out of her husband. What's the difference?
Romeo.
Yeah.
Yo, she's for the streets, man, certified Tatiana.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why, because relationships are about communication. She was better off just leaving him. I think that would have worked out a lot better, because now he got one on her. When she's in her happiest of moments, she's going to get cheated on once. I hope she does.
Okay. All right.
And that's just the way it goes, And one thing, why are women like that? Here this man is trying to work his hardest, and she cheats on him. But if he was at home every day, she would have cheated on him because he's a broke bum.
Okay, then why is it okay for men to cheat when their wives won't give them sex?
I don't know. I don't believe in cheating, so I believe in communication. You got to have an open communication. If it's not working, go your separate ways. Come back when it is. But once you cheat, that's it.
All
Once
right.
you put into the universe, you get back eventually.
All right. I'm not going to argue with you guys because I agree with you guys. I just think that there is. I'm not going to argue with you guys, okay? Because you're right. Raider Dave's right. I believe that too. But if you want to be with somebody, right? It just their logic made sense to me the way they were explaining it to me. That's what needed to be done to save their marriage. And apparently it's working right now. So, I mean, do you ever take responsibility for the fact that you got cheated on? Is it ever your fault? I don't know. Hey, Romeo, I got divorced for the same reason that I was working a lot of hours when I first started working in the oil fields. Her respond why she did it. She did it just that. She was lonely. I was never home or spent time with her. But I got lonely too. I was around a bunch of oil field guys. But as a man, I had to work to provide. But with all the hours I worked, she drove a new car and lives in a nice house. So if a man don't work, is she gonna cheat too? And if we work lots of hours to provide, we still get screwed because we're gone too long. So I would not go back to her. Here's the thing about that is I'm not saying cheating is right by any means, but think about it. You guys try to justify your decision to work long hours by saying, well, I bought her a house, I bought her a car. Guess what? Figure it out. If she wants you to be present in the marriage, you got to figure it out. You got to figure out a way to do it in whatever way that is, and not just say, well, I got you a house, I got you a car. You should be happy. Some women want it all. Some women want a house and a car. Some women want a husband. Every woman's different. So you either need to find the woman that fits your lifestyle, or you need to figure out how to fit her lifestyle. It's that simple. Hey, Rome, why not just leave? It's a great question. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why it is so hard for people to just leave, honestly. Yo, Rome, that's all the time. That's the all-time classic excuse for cheating. Oh, I wasn't getting attention, or you're never here. I travel a lot, and when I realize I'm gone a lot, I'll bring the wife up to where I am, where I'm at for the weekend, or even just for the night. Let them splurge a little out of town, take them to dinner, clap them, life's great. Then send them back home and they stay happy. That guy's a dumbass, feeling all guilty. That is his fault. Someone smack that dude. Okay. Hey, Ron, the difference, women cheat whenever they want to cheat, whenever they can't. Okay. All right. What'd you send me here? Let me see here. Nah, Rome, the fault completely on the cheater, because if they weren't happy in the relationship, they need to communicate with what they're unhappy with. And if the issues don't get fixed, then obviously the partner doesn't care enough to fix the issue. And that's their sign to leave and find a partner that's willing to fulfill that need. Cheating should never happen, because if the relationship was that miserable to be in, then why not just, that's a great question. I don't know. That's a very good question that I don't have the answer to. And now that she cheated and he took her back, there will always be a thought of, he's doing something I don't like. Let me cheat so he can hear me better, no matter how small the thinking may be. It's a great point. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Hey, Rome, somebody asked, or a couple of people asked, why women just don't leave when they're not happy in their marriages. Rome, I'm going to tell you why. The same reason my wife didn't just leave when she cheated on me, because I work too much. She don't want to lose that lifestyle. When guys make a bunch of money, these women don't want to lose that lifestyle, because they don't know what's going to happen next. You never know if you're going to get a guy that makes as much money as your current husband. So women aren't stupid, Rome. They are a little despicable, but they're not stupid. So that's exactly why women don't leave. Well, you got to believe there's a couple of reasons women won't leave, right? They'll cheat instead of just leave because, well, one, they don't want to lose that money. Two, maybe they got kids. Some of it might be embarrassment. Although if you're going to cheat on your husband, I don't know how the embarrassment part, you don't think about the embarrassment factor. But yeah, I guess a lot of women won't leave because they don't want to lose that lifestyle. You might be right about that. RD4254-7-7. Is he right? Earlier we were talking about a woman who cheated on a guy, and apparently he took responsibility for it because she said he worked too much, wasn't around enough. And a lot of you guys were saying, why didn't she just leave? Why did she have to cheat? And we've all said that. I think that's been a pretty fundamental statement of people who cheat. Why didn't you just leave? What is there? If you're going to cheat, then you don't have to. Cheating's always the worst you can do. But leaving is probably the hardest, right? Obviously, from what we've seen in the past, it's easier for you to cheat on your spouse than it is to leave. Why? I guess that's the question, right? 842-547-7, and that's what some guy just texted and said that, the women don't cheat because of the money. Because they don't, if you got a guy that provides you a certain lifestyle, and he's working his ass off to give you that lifestyle, and then you go cheat on him because he's never around, because he's always working, or he's making, or he's just more involved in making money than being with you, and you cheat, but you don't want to lose that lifestyle, then that's what some guy just said. And maybe you're right about that. That might be the most important thing. Kids are probably important as well. Or community embarrassment of getting divorced. I don't know, So, but I don't disagree with what you're saying. I just don't know what it's probably a little bit different for anything, but I would say the most common reason, maybe. RD4254-7-7. Yo, Rome, I believe 100% the guy who said that women don't leave because they don't want to lose their lifestyle is absolutely right. All women are shady. All women are out for themselves, Rome, especially when it comes to men. So don't let them fool you, Rome. They go do their dirt and then go back to their husbands because that guy makes the money and the lifestyle that they want. Once they get caught, though, is usually when it all ends. I always like it that he says, especially Bakersfield women. I always like when you guys always, especially Bakersfield women. Like Bakersfield women are far dirtier than the rest of America. So we're talking about cheaters. Why don't you just leave? Why do you cheat? Why is it easier for you to cheat on somebody than it is for you to leave. And we've been talking about women mostly because the story came up that a woman cheated on her husband because he worked too much. Not because he was doing dirt. He was just working too much, and he wasn't around, apparently. So instead of, leaving, or instead of, that's what we always say, why don't you leave instead of cheat? So where does that come from? Somebody said it's because women are selfish and they want the money, the lifestyle. That's why they don't leave. All right, 842-547-7. And I believe, by the way, and I could be wrong about this, you guys can Google it. I believe statistically more men stay with their wives when they cheat, because I believe that it's a common story that more men stay with cheating wives because the cheating wives manipulate them into thinking that the man is the reason they cheated. And they always say men are the dirtiest, but women are just as bad. So why don't you just leave? All right, 842-547-7. Hey, Rome, I think it's easier to cheat because they probably don't want to be the one to call it quits. And you may be right about that. But at that point, you're the one that called it quits, right? I mean, is anybody standing up for a cheater? If you're an unbiased person and you're just from the outside looking in, are you standing up for a cheater? I'm not. I would never stand up for a cheater. And I wouldn't even stand by my friends if they cheated on their wives or husbands or whoever. I wouldn't stand by them. And I mean, I'd still probably be friends with them because they've been my friends for who knows how long. But I mean, I am friends with cheaters. But I wouldn't support them. And when the conversation has come up, I would always say, you're wrong. You're the one that screwed everything up. Don't come crying to me because you're unhappy. But, it is what it is. So I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. This is what I think happens to women. I think most women, almost all women, go into relationships with hopes and dreams, and everything's going to be positive and great. It's all going to work out. And then you hit a couple bumps in the road. You have some life experiences. You see that it's not all rainbows and bubblegum rainbows and unicorns. And you realize, wait a second, I live in a real world where men and women are, they got faults. And then after you learn that, you change your attitude on how you deal with things, right? So you lose common sense. Yeah, I don't know. You might, I might agree though that the biggest reason women cheat instead of leave is because they don't want to lose their lifestyle, or they don't want the public humiliation. Even though if you're the cheater, I don't know, man. It's so complicated. Did you text me here? I always love it when you guys text me crazy stuff. Hey, Rome. So I was having this conversation with my spouse. She was wondering who should come first, a spouse or the kids? And I'm talking about in general. What do you think, Rome? I think it depends on what side of the fence you're on, right? I'm a woman. I would think a wife would think, or a mother would say her kids come first over her spouse, based on the way, all the issues that husbands and wives have in their marriages after the kids come. A husband would probably say his spouse should come first. I mean, or she'll be upset, right? I think it's just a matter of perspective, what side of the fence you're on. Am I wrong about that? I think women want themselves to come first with their husbands, and I think women want the kids to come first over their husbands. So I guess that would be my answer of what I believe it is. RD4254-7-7, but there is that old scenario, right? If, I don't know how long, I remember somebody saying this, if the lifeboat was going down, who would you save? If the boat was going down, who would you save, your wife or your kids? And I guess the answer for most people, or the answer was you save your wife because you can have more kids, although a lot of you I don't think would say that. But yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. RD4254-7-7. So somebody texted me this, says, hey, Rome, me and my wife, I was having a conversation with my spouse, and she was wondering who should come first, a spouse or the kids? And I'm talking in general. What do you think, Rome? I'm not really sure what that means in general, but I guess if you're going to make that decision, how does that work? Alrighty, 42547-7. Hey, Romeo, biblically speaking, the spouse comes first. If you and your spouse are not good, then in the end, the kids would suffer. This is coming from a woman. I mean, it makes sense. I don't know biblically, but it makes just common sense. If you and your husband or you and your spouse are happy, good people, the kids are going to learn from that, and they're going to grow up in a happy situation. So that makes sense, right? But I guess, what do you mean by in general? You know, like if you only have $100 and, you got to buy a Christmas gift, do you buy your wife something? Or, if you only have $20, you got to buy a gift. Do you buy your wife a Christmas gift or your spouse a Christmas gift over the kids? I mean, there's a lot of different scenarios when kids should come first, right? And other scenarios where your spouse should come first. So I guess I don't know if you can actually answer that question because it's all situational based. You know, the kids come first sometimes, the spouse comes first sometimes. When you say in general, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Somebody asked me a question. Hey, Rome. So I was having a conversation with my spouse and she was wondering who should come first, the spouse or the kids? I'm talking about in general. What do you think, Rome? I think in general is a tough way to say it, okay? I don't think there's a general way to answer that question. I think it's all situational. 842-547-7. Good morning, Nat. What's going on?
Hey, Romeo.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man? Crazy as hell. They think they spouse is first. My kids always come first. I've been with my baby daddy for 8 years, and my kids still come first. I love him to death, but my kids come first.
Well, how does he feel about that?
Well, how do you feel about it, baby daddy?
Damn! Way to put him on the spot when you're in front of him. Okay.
Right. Feel me? That's what you do. He said he don't mind. He agree with me.
He agrees with you because you're sitting there looking over him as he answers. Hey, go out of the room. Let me talk to him when you're not there.
Right. I'm going to let him call you back when I hang up and see what he says.
All right.
Have a good day.
Bye. You too. I just don't. I think it's got to be. I don't think either one comes first, right? I mean, first of all, who has that conversation? What the hell is wrong with you? Why are you and your wife having that conversation? That's just a recipe for disaster if someone doesn't say the right thing. But I will say this. I do think that, like she said, my baby daddy is okay with it. I think a husband's perspective is different from a mother's perspective. I think a wife and a mother believes her kids come first, and she comes before her kids to her husband. Okay? I believe that you women are selfish like that. On the other hand, I think that your man is supposed to accept the fact that your kids come before him. So, am I be hypocritical? So when you ask me the question in general, what do I think? I don't think there's a general answer, you know? But in reality, sometimes the kids should come first. Sometimes the parents should come first. The spouse should come first, right? That would probably be the best way to answer it. Alright, 42547-7. Hey, Rome. I was having a conversation with my spouse, and she was wondering who should come first, the spouse or the kids. And I'm talking about in general. What do you think, Rome? Well, I think that's a tough question to answer. And why are you having that conversation? Why is your wife talking about that? But I think that it's situational. So sometimes the kids come first, sometimes the spouse comes first. But to say in general, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Because it's like, when you're sitting around watching TV and who gets to choose the channel? I don't know what you mean by that. But okay. I will tell you this, though, and this is a story that I'll never forget. When I lived on the reservation, first of all, not all Indians live on the reservation. There are other people that live there sometimes also because they work, okay? But I went over to my friend's house for dinner. And he had 3 brothers and sisters and him. So there were 4 kids total. And when I got there for dinner, or was there for dinner playing, the dad ate first. Not got served first. The dad got the plate, got his food and ate before everybody else. And then everybody else ate. See, I didn't grow up like that. I grew up in a family, well, your Mexican families know. You grow up when you get fed first. Your mom gets fed. Your mom feeds you first. Even my dad fed me first. It was never. So I guess, is that what you mean by general? I don't know what you mean by that. So in a situation like dinner, kids get fed first. So I guess you can't answer that question. I guess to say that everybody comes first because it's based on the situation you're in at the time, right? I remember going to, I think it was the Cheesecake Factory one time with my nieces and nephew, and the waitress brought the kids a little plate of cheese, crackers, and everything before she even offered us drinks or order, right? Kids come first in that situation. So I guess it's just situational. I guess it's really what it would come down to. Hey, Romeo, Julio here. Spouses always come first before kids who came first. Your spouse, after kids are around, as parents, you got to be on the same page to parent them. So that means your spouse comes first. Even the Bible says it. Just FYI. Okay? So this is just a crazy conversation. Somebody brought it to me yesterday. Hey, Rome. So I was having this conversation with my spouse, and she was wondering who should come first, the spouse or the kids? And I'm talking about in general. What do you think? I think they both come first, right? Why? I would like to know a scenario where you have to choose between your spouse or your kids. That would be, I guess, before I can answer that question, you'd have to, because why can't they both come first? Because in different situations, unless your spouse is just selfish, I guess everybody comes first depending on the situation, right? Hey, Rome, this is Big Joe. I've always said that we raise our children to be with somebody else, so my wife comes first. After the kids are old enough to take care of themselves, at the end of it, it's just me and her. My wife also feels the same way. Okay, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I mean, logically, I guess what you're saying makes some sense because they're going to leave. Like the lady who called who called and said she went to go see her kids, but her kids' friends got there first, so they took off, which is okay. So she had to go with her husband and get ice cream. Yeah. Hey, Rome, if those are his kids, then they do. But if they are their kids, then the wife. So you're saying his kids come over the stepmama, the step spouse? Your kids come before the step spouse, your current wife or husband. But if they're your kids then the kids come first. Then the wife comes first. That's some illogical logic right there. That makes no sense whatsoever, but okay. Dang, Rome, I didn't know you had Bible thumpers that listen to your show. That's pretty cool. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of people. Well, that's because there's still a generation of Mexicans that are true Catholics and Christians, and yeah, they listen to the show. Already 42547. Yeah. Bible thumpers, that's funny. Already 42547. Who comes first, the spouse or the kids? That's a question.
Good morning, Romeo.
Hey, what's up?
So I believe that if you're just my boyfriend and you're not even my kid's father, you're not coming first before my children.
Wait, say that one more time. If you're just my boyfriend,
Yep.
If you're not the kid's father. Okay.
And you're not my kid's father, you are not coming first. My kids is, and but if it switches over to my husband, then maybe you might come first. But other than that, I believe like it's like how you said, it's like a mutual thing. There, you can't put one or the other before the other because you don't know how your day's gonna be. Your kids could come first, or your husband could come. You could be a hardworking man for you to come first in my life. You better be out the door at 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning, making that money for it to come first.
Damn. Okay.
If you a stay-at-home man, boy, you ain't coming first in my life at all. You better
awesome.
go back to your mama's house. You might be first there, not at mine though.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome. All right, fair enough. Cool. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it. RD42547-7. Let's see. Hey, Rome. I'm a mom. My point of view is if it's life or death situation, I would put my kids to be saved in the situation. You gave with is the situation you gave with the presents for Christmas. I would save the $20 and do a barbecue fun day so everyone can enjoy the last of the 20s. In everyday situations, a spouse comes first. No one will be happy if dad is unhappy. Dad is always served first while the kids stuff cool. Dad is always first to shower. Okay. I mean, like I said, I think it's all a matter of perspective, right? Who comes first, the kids or your spouse? I would say yeah.
Hey, what's up, Ron C. Dog Lou, man?
What up, Lou?
Hey, man, so picture this. You're on a boat, right? You're on a boat.
Uh-huh.
And your wife and your kid falls overboard and you only have one life jacket. Who are you saving?
That's a stupid argument.
I think that should go
scenario.
with everything else.
No,
if you're going to save your child.
No, that's a stupid scenario. That's not what we're talking about. That's a stupid scenario.
I say the kids come first, no matter what.
All right. Well, that's fair. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, that's you know how long that scenario has been? 50 years. I remember that when I was a kid. Somebody telling me that. That's just dumb.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah, that's just dumb.
All right, Ro.
Later, Lou. That's why sometimes Lou needs to just listen and not talk. That's not what we're talking about. Good morning, Hal. What's up?
Hey, good morning, Romeo.
Hey, what's going on?
I just called it in because, I had to chime in on the feeding of the children and who comes first and who doesn't and all that jazz.
Okay, what's up?
So in my honest opinion, they're thinking way too hard about who eats first, because if you're a real mother, all the food is going to have enough for everybody to be fed in the house, and you're making all the plates and handing them out. Actually, it's not about who eats first. It's not kids, excuse me. It's really take care of your kids. Take care of your kids, and they come first. So your kids know what a good household is. We're not living in the 1800s no more. Grow up. Kids need to eat. I don't care who's at the table. Kids don't eat first.
Nothing wrong with that. That's fair. Okay.
Exactly. And for the Bible stuff and comment, y'all need to go check yourselves. Check yourselves for real.
All right. Well, thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
All right, Romeo. Have a good day.
Well, there you go. Wow, what do you got here? Hey, Rome. Rome, never neglect your spouse, but the kids come first until they're grown. The age of them being grown determines how you raise them. I guess you can say that since that's a whole other topic itself, but legally 18. Well, the biggest problem with the conversation is when you, most of you people can't do both. Actually, I would say most, probably 99% of moms can't do both. They can't take care of their kids and not ignore their husband at some point at the same time. It's impossible. Kids are too hard. I'm not saying they shouldn't figure it out. What I'm saying is that kids are too impossible. They're hard, they're difficult. They take up a lot of time. And a lot of husbands don't understand that. Husbands, on the other hand, I think just because the moms are handling, here's the problem, I think because the moms are normally taking care of all of the kid stuff, the husbands are kind of oblivious to how hard the women are working to take care of these kids. And so they get mad when she doesn't have time for him, but she has no idea what she's doing all day, right? Because he's over here just, not helping. Hey, Rome, I think parents, especially moms, put their kids in front of their spouses for the reason being their spouse is always going to be with them In the other hand, their children were only there for a temporary time, but it's wrong. Put your relationship / marriage on the back burner. I mean, I agree with what you're saying. You're absolutely right. The idea, though, is what's the option? You know, what's the how? It's damn near impossible. Kids are a pain in the ass. They take up a lot of her time. So what is her option? You know? But to be fair, and most men don't take much. You know, it's not like if kids. How do I explain this? To be perfectly honest with you, a man doesn't take much to feel satisfied. You know, he really doesn't. You know, go get him a beer and give him a you know what, and he'll be good for a couple of days. So it's not really. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know how to say it. You know, it doesn't take much to satisfy a dude. So if she doesn't have time to take care of the kids and satisfy him, maybe there is a problem. But then again, kids were a lot of work. So, RD4254777. So Rome, who would Chicken Lou save first, his wife or kids? I don't know. You know what the answer is. How that story goes, and what Seahawk Lou was saying is, who do you save first? If you have to save your wife or your child because they're both drowning, it's an old. I don't know if it's from a book or I don't know what it's from, but it's not new. But the answer was to save your spouse because you can have more children. That was when I heard that 100 years ago. That's what the answer was. So I don't know where it came from. And I don't agree with what they said. I mean, but it's a stupid scenario to ask somebody.
Hey, what's up, Ro?
Hey, Ruben, what up, man?
Man, Rom, it all just depends on the situation at the end of this. You know what I mean? It just all depends. You know what I mean? Because if one of my kids, you know what I mean? Like, let's just say one of my kids got crazy with my girl. Of course I'm going to take my girl, so kids better snap out of it. Okay. You know what I mean? Just everything's a situation, but if the old lady's over here trying to get crazy and the kids didn't do nothing, well, I'm going to tell the old lady she need to go take a walk.
Okay.
You know, it just depends on the situation, bro. But right now you just said something that made me laugh when you said every man is good with a beer and a you know what.
Yeah, don't take much.
Man, sure, I guess I take a lot, wrong because I want a small pack then.
Well, that's fine. Get out of here. Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, Romeo, you're going to get tired of me, but I got one more thing and I'm going to leave it alone.
Okay, what's up?
All right. So this last conversation, I've been sitting here listening the whole time. Everybody is confused. Where do the kids go after they grow up? Do they just drop off the face of the earth? when do women and men actually stay together the whole life? Like, my husband isn't going anywhere. My wife isn't going anywhere. Since when? It's your kids that never leave you. Y'all confused. Y'all have lost sight of the mission. Y'all have lost sight. Because you're married and because that's a piece of paper. People leave people every day.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, that's a fair statement to make. I never even looked at it like that. Your kids will never leave you. You're absolutely right. That's a fair statement. All right. What is that? Is that the kid you ain't never letting leave the house?
Nah, yeah, that's my 2-year-old that's in charge I told you about yesterday.
Oh. That's awesome.
He want to get his high Romeo in so bad.
That's great. Hey, thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
All right, have a good one.
I mean, there is some validity to what she's saying, though, right? Absolutely. RD4254777. Good morning, Rome. Well, the only option is every now and then you have to say, forget them kids. Don't let that fire burn in the relationship. Well, but the thing is, here's the thing about that. You're right. But you don't have to say, forget them kids. Men are not that complicated. They're pretty simple idiots, to be honest with you. And the women that understand that handle everything. The women that understand that aren't bitter, aren't mad, aren't they just understand, hey, All he wants is a beer and a you-know-what, and then you can go right back to the kids. And what does that take, 20 minutes? Seriously, a man will literally take 20 minutes of your day, to be honest with you. All right, 842-547-7. Hey, Romeo, did you just say men are simply stupid? Yes, men are simply stupid. They don't want much. So when you talk about who should come first, the kids or the spouse, as far as women concerned, I mean, men are pretty stupid. It's very simple, to be honest with you. Haven't you ever heard that saying, never let your man leave home horny or hungry, because there's always a whore with a sandwich? Yeah, it's pretty simple, right? And it don't take much. Men don't take much time, bro. And kids take a lot of time. So anyway, Roman, all women have to do is show us their boobs and we'll be happy. Like I said, men are simply stupid. And women who don't understand that, they have difficult relationships when it comes to kids. Kids are very complicated. They take up a lot of your time. We're not disagreeing with that. But who should come first? The biggest problem in relationships and households is when women have children, they ignore their husbands. And it causes a problem, right? Which is, nobody's arguing that more time should be spent with the children. Nobody's arguing that at all, I don't think. At least I'm not, You need to be there. You need to handle it all with the kids. The problem is, when you neglect your husband, you have issues. But what you don't understand is men are simply stupid. It's that simple. All right. Hey, Rome. Hey, the husband needs to have dinner ready for him by the time he comes home from a long 12-hour shift. The kids, of course, can eat beforehand. If he is the provider, if he's the provider, it is the least the wife can do for him and the kids. The Taco Tuesday moms' wives need a reality check in their priorities. That's a good one. I haven't heard that one, the moms. I don't think you're wrong about that. I just think it's a lot of you women make it too complicated. Men are not that complicated. What did you send me here? Hey, Rome, dad comes first because he's the head of the household. Kids next, then the mother. The mother comes last because she already has what she wanted since being a little girl, a husband and kids. The husband made that happen for her. That's why he is first. He is the king. Okay. All right. There you go. I don't know how you feel about that one. I kind of like the idea that depending on the situation will depend on who comes first. But when it comes to actually neglecting one or the other is when you have the real problem, right? Hey, Rome, it's like you said, depends on the situation, but mostly it's the kids first. Young ones always come first. If they are like graduated high school age or older, then they stop being first because they should already be on their way out the door and self-sufficient. The problem is you guys aren't wrong. Kids take a lot. It takes a lot, man. Kids need their mothers to do damn near everything for them for quite a few years, right? The problem is, though, when you have this conversation is that most mothers neglect their husbands. Most mothers and wives will do a great job raising their kids in lieu of being a wife. You be a great mother, but you don't be a wife. And I don't think it's a hard argument to make to say that that's wrong, because it's not wrong. The kids should really come first. Let's be honest, right? They need the most attention. They need the most care. They need the most help. Dude, you're a grown-ass man, okay? You really need to understand that what she's doing is the most important thing that's happening in your house right now. Is that your kids don't grow up to be little jackasses, and they're fed and clothed and comforted and safe, right? There's no real argument. If you're a man and you have an argument about that, if you're a husband and a dad and you have an argument about that, you're just a jackass. But once again, moms, wives, it doesn't take much to satisfy that dumbass. 20 minutes. I could probably guarantee that all a husband and dad needs is probably 20 minutes a day out of you. Probably it. Now, he may want more, but look, that's just not happening right now. Right now, you got kids that need more attention than husbands. But he can get by on 20 minutes a day. And you women don't even want to do that, and then you wonder why you got problems. So, there you go. What do we got here? Let's see. What did Big Boy send me? Big Rome. I pay the cost to be the boss, so whatever I say goes. I let my wife take care of the kids first. Keep it between us, though. Oh, I guess I'm a little late on that one, Big Boy. My bad. Don't tell anybody what I just said. Hey, Rome. Women don't make these kids alone. It's not about who comes first. The children don't ask to come into this world. Men and women should commit to their parenting equally. If they're having issues, maybe they shouldn't have had kids. Nobody's arguing that point. I don't think anybody who argues that point. Hold on. Big Boy said, I'm the easiest dad you'll ever meet. Just bring me a beer and I'm exactly. Big Boy really is the easiest dad you'll ever meet. My point is, you're right. Nobody should argue that point. But that's not what really happens. Okay? That is not what really happens. And if it was, we wouldn't be having this conversation. There wouldn't be so many parents who cheated on each other or have had issues in their marriage because of kids. You know, you're absolutely right. But that's not the reality of the world we live in today. Or, however long. Well, maybe not today. Maybe back in the day, Beaver Cleaver days, the husband came first, but not today. I mean, but the problem is this, and here's the problem. Women do exactly what you expect them to do. Excuse me. And what they should do, focus on the children. I mean, raising kids, right? Men don't do that. Men don't get overzealous when it comes to the kids after they have them. But the wife, moms, you still want your husband to be as fond of you as you were of him before the kids came along. And unfortunately, that's just what happens. How do you break that cycle? I have no idea. But that's 9 times out of 10, probably 9.9 times out of 10, that's what happens. You can't argue it because she is not doing anything wrong. She's taking care of her children like she should. Like this person just said, children didn't ask to come into this world, so you got to take care of them. You wanted them, you take care of them, right? So I don't think we're going to argue that fact. The problem is sometimes women go over the top and forget all about their husbands, and then their husbands are sitting there going, well, what about me? Which, once again, I'll go back to your point. Men and women should commit. Men don't commit the same way women commit, okay? It's just, I don't know if it's human nature. I don't know if it's society. I don't know if it's because, I don't know. Because he has to work. And I don't know. Or because she, births the child. But whatever the case may be, men don't commit the same way women do. So what are you supposed to do about that? You can't just neglect him and say, oh, you got to deal with it. And that's what most women do. When the reality is, for 20 minutes a day, your husband will be happy. What did you just send me here? Hey, Rome, after working a 12-hour shift, I would be happy with just letting me unload, take a shower, smoke a bowl, and then I will be there for the wife and 2 kids. But if it doesn't happen that way, I walk in, can't even take off my work shoes, and the wife already like here are the babies. Well, I mean, it's like I said, okay, For 20 minutes a day, ladies, your husband will be happy. I think every woman wants to talk about how equal they are, how a relationship is 50-50. That's the only way that a positive relationship is going to happen. You got to be 50-50. You got to be equal. And a lot of it is true when it comes to chores. A lot of it is true sometimes when it comes to finances because there's power struggles and people be tripping over money. What about other things? What about equality in fun? What about equality in the things that your husband or wife may want to do? And I'll tell you what I mean by that. You know, I play a lot of golf, and I got a lot of buddies I play golf with, and they have wives who don't play golf. But I got one buddy whose wife will never go out to the golf course with him. All right. All of my other friends, their wives will come out and they'll, have some drinks and ride around in the cart just, to enjoy the day with their husbands. She will never go. But she makes him do everything she wants to do. If she wants to go shopping, if she wants to go antiquing, if she wants to pick whatever is going to take hours out of her day, and she asks her husband to go do it, he always does it. Never says no. Guy could be sitting on the couch watching the game, and she'll be like, hey, baby, I want to go do this. Let's go. He'll go without a problem. But the minute he says, hey, let's go out to the golf course and just, we'll drive around. I'll play a little golf. You can have a few drinks and relax, and she says, never win. Never once has done it. Never will do it. Is that 50-50? Is that equality? I mean, you tell me. How many of you have a spouse right now that there is something they will never do for you, but you'll do it for them? In the same vein as what I just told you. I mean, everybody talks about equality when it comes to chores and money and all this other stuff. I can do everything a man can do. Well, I can do it. But yeah, what about the other parts of your relationship? What about the other? I have a lot of friends like that, and it goes both ways. He won't do things that there's certain things he won't do for her that she'll do for him, or vice versa. How's that working out in your relationship? And you hear it all the time. And these are the people that work. Oh, I do everything for my husband. Oh, I do everything for my wife. No, you don't. You do a version of what you think everything is, but you're not really doing everything, right? How 50-50 is your relationship, right? What is it? Do you guys have a spouse? Do you have a partner that you will do anything for? Literally, really do anything for, but there's some things that they won't do for you, right? Or does it happen both ways? I don't know. I think it's probably one thing in every relationship. Already 425-477. Hey, Rome. It's funny that you say that because on Saturdays, we like to clean up the house, spend a few hours cleaning up the house in the morning. I will help my wife do whatever it is she's trying to do. But when it comes to me asking for help outside, she never comes to help me. That's not really 50-50, is it, Romeo? No, it's not. And I'm going to guess, well, I don't know if I should guess that. Yeah, it's not. I think in every relationship, it's probably more women than men. It's probably most men will do everything for their wives, regardless whether they want to or not. And most women pick and choose on what they will or won't do for their husbands. I'm going to guess that it's probably how it works out, just like you just said, right? Your wife wants help with something in the house, doing the chores, you'll help her, but she won't help you outside. Probably because it's too hot, right? Hey, Rome, you're absolutely right. Relationships aren't 50-50. These women want to act like they are. So check this out. Me and my wife, we watch shows together on Netflix. If I ever watch a show without her, she loses her mind. But she will always watch shows without me, and then I have to catch up later. Not 50-50, is it? It's not. How many of you got that problem? If you don't dare, you watch a show without your wife, oh my God, but let her watch one without you. Oh, there's always an excuse. All right, 842-547-7. Hey, Romeo, you know what else is not 50-50? Pregnancy, giving birth, or breastfeeding. Okay? What's your point behind that? And then we'll discuss further if you want. But okay. You're right about that. All right, what did you send me here? Hey, Rome. Pregnancy and breastfeeding is maybe 18 months combined. Men work until retirement. It's not 50-50. Oh, you're talking about the person who said, somebody commented about the whole 50-50 thing, things you'll do for your spouse, but they won't do for you. Giving birth, breastfeeding. What did they say? Giving birth and breastfeeding evens out to 50-50 with all the hormones guys have to deal with. Oh, yeah, because somebody said, what else isn't 50-50? Pregnancy, giving birth, breastfeeding. Okay, so I see you guys are... Yeah, I don't know what that comment means or why they said that, but okay. Let's see here. Hey, Rome, you're right. When I was married, my ex-wife used to always ask for massages for 12 years, and I never got even one if I asked her. She will always tell me later, and later never happened. I mean, I think every relationship has something. There's one thing that you'll do that you won't do for your spouse, no matter what. So how is that a 50-50 relationship?
So, Romeo, morning. Hey, going on with the whole 50-50 thing, it is true. I tell my wife to help me out with some things or even pay a bill. She gives me a whole attitude. But on her side, she covers it in the bedroom. So I'm like, you know what? I'm fine with it. You know what? I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm satisfied. Go ahead, do you, boo-boo.
All right. That's awesome, man.
All right, Romeo, how's it going?
Thanks for calling, brother. All right, 842-5477. Hey, Rome. So check this out. You're talking about things my wife will never do. So when me and my wife got married, we divvied out the bills. I was going to pay for the house, the cars, the utilities. I asked her just to buy groceries. Now, Rome, why is it she'll ask me to go buy groceries when I'm on the way home from work, but if I ask her to pay a bill, she throws a fit and says, no, that's what we agreed upon. Sound like the last guy. Well, just... Because women are selfish and greedy, bruh. What do you want me to tell you? That's funny how that works out, huh? Yeah, I don't know. But it's like that. I think most relationships, everybody has something that they'll do that they won't do for their spouse, even though their spouse will do it for them. I got a question for you. I want you guys to be honest with me, all right? So it takes a lot for me to get bothered by things, with all the stupidity going on in the world. And I know you guys get all riled up when you see stupid people on the internet. And they're stupid people. Just ignore them, right? But my brother calls me yesterday, and he tells me about this golf course because I'm a big golfer. Now, my brother's not a golfer. He just saw it online. He was watching YouTube. He goes, oh, you got to check this out. Bryson DeChambeau, he plays, he's a professional golfer. He goes, I know you're a big golfer, and I wanted to tell you about what I saw because it looked amazing. Now, so I go check it out, right? Well, this golfer played a 9-hole golf course on YouTube and made it sound like it's this spiritual, just religious experience that you need to go see. My brother sent it to me because my brother's kind of a hippity-dippity spiritual, health nut, him and his girlfriend. So I go watch this video, and this clown is playing this golf course that I played regularly 30 years ago. Before I moved to Bakersfield, I used to go play this golf course. It's just a 9-hole course, the middle of the Redwoods, great course, it's fun. And now, it's just going to be the most popular thing ever because it was on YouTube. And now and my brother he was being nice. But the idea for him to tell me something like somebody just created it yesterday when it's been around for 40 something years and it's this amazing, it's not. It's a little ass golf course in the middle of Northern California along the Russian River that a bunch of hippies, dope smoking hippies created. It's not some spiritual find your zen type of place. It's not even a great golf course. It's beautiful, but it's not even a great golf course. But anyway, and I was bothered by it. And not so much that my brother told me about it. It's just that this idea, and this is not the first time this has happened to me. You know, I used to go up to, now they actually play a PGA tournament in Napa at this golf course that I used to go to for $60. Hotels, the hotels on the course were like, $70 a night or $100 a night. And then the Real Housewives of something, not Atlanta, Orange County go there. And then all of a sudden, this thing's the greatest thing since sliced bread, a hidden gem. The stupidity of it just bothers me. And I don't know why. I mean, am I wrong for that? I mean, how many times have you, and this is going to sound stupid, but I remember it happening in reverse. I remember, everybody likes Bob Marley. I remember finding, getting into Bob Marley. I don't know whenever it was. And I told my dad, have you heard of this guy? My dad goes, yeah, I seen him in concert 3 times. And my dad looked at me like I was nuts. And I guess I'm kind of the same way right now, right? I don't know. Maybe it's just the attitude of these kids. I wasn't a jerk. I just asked my dad, hey, did I find that? Have you heard this before? And he said, yeah, but is it the attitude of these kids today that they find something that's been around forever and they act like they invented it or it's brand new? Or is that just normal? Like I said, a lot of things don't bother me, but I was bothered by the fact that I saw on YouTube yesterday that there's this golf course that I've been playing for, 30 years. Before I moved to Bakersfield, I was playing this golf course regularly, and now all of a sudden a pro golfer goes out there and shows everybody it. Now it's the hottest thing since sliced bread. And isn't that normally what happens in this world today? Everybody goes on YouTube and does something or TikTok, or pick your social media site and does something, and they act like they invented it. Already 42547. Yo, Rome, I just want to let you know that's normal. I am a 70-year-old father and grandfather. Back in my day, I used to wear Birkenstocks all the time. We were made fun of, called hippies, and yeah, I remember Birkenstocks. Now my grandkids wear them like they're brand new. And it does bother me because we were doing that back in the day, and these kids today think they invented it. You're absolutely right, Rome. Well, okay then. I guess I'm right. I was a little bothered yesterday. My brother showed me this video on YouTube. And it's this golf course that I used to play way back in the day, back before I moved to Bakersfield up in Northern California. And it was just an old golf course, nothing fancy. It was cheap. It was 9 holes. It was in the middle of the redwoods. No big deal. Now all of a sudden some pro golfer plays it, and all of a sudden it's this hottest spiritual place that you got to go. Everybody's got to go. I'm like, come on, man. You guys can't be that stupid. But I guess you can. Already 42547. Hey, Romeo, I got to tell you the same thing. So my daughter and I are out shopping the other day, and she wants these shoes that look just like the old school jellies. Do you remember the old school jellies, Rome? Yes, I do remember the old school jellies. They were the most ridiculous looking shoes you could ever wear next to Crocs. They were so silly. So what I did, Rome, was I bought her the shoes and then went home and pulled out my jellies that I had from when I was younger and showed her. She was so dumbfounded by the fact that they were made before her time. She thought these things were brand new and the latest, hottest thing. I mean, kids today are stupid. I guess you just can't be bothered by it. They just think they invented everything. But really have invented nothing. That's funny. Those jellies, why would you save jellies, by the way? Those shoes were silly. Why would you save those? What do you got here? Hey, Romeo, I just bought myself jellies. I hated them as a kid, but had been wanting some since they started making them again. So when I found some on clearance, I bought 2 styles. Hilarious because we wore them because we were poor. Now girls are paying $50 for some jellies? Oh my God, you people are stupid. Or more on them. I seen them at Macy's for $50 on sale. Shaking my head. You guys are idiots. I'm sorry. That's just stupid. You guys are... Why can't whoever's running the fashion in this world for the younger generation, why can't you at least bring back cool stuff? Why do you got to bring back the stupidest things that people wore when they were poor and looked ridiculous, and now they're the most fashionable products on the planet? What kind of stupid do you have to be? Hey, Rome, they think they brought back the baggy jeans. What are you talking about? These kids think they brought back baggy jeans? Do you even know how baggy jeans came into in fashion? Because people were poor and they had to wear hand-me-down clothes. That's how you had to wear your dad's old jeans, or you had to wear your brother's old jeans because you were poor and you couldn't afford your size. So you got hand-me-downs. That's how baggy jeans became a fashion. Like I said, man, a special kind of dumb, just a special kind of stupid nowadays.
Romeo in the Morning.
Every morning.
On Hot 94.1.